Yeah, Black Sun in the hizzle, all but shizzle dizzle. We got a controversial one today. Um, Charlie Kirk, Charlie Kirk. Um, the aftermath of Charlie Kirk is really exposing a lot of haters. As you know, there are people who are celebrating his death. Now, I never watched Charlie Kirk, and the little bit I did watch of him, I know he had Colonel Douglas McGregor on his show. Um, the man was outspoken. I guess they say he was controversial. Whatever the case may be, y'all forgetting free speech, man. You guys have the right to speak on whatever. I don't care about, oh, the man is racist. Okay, if he was racist, so what? I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't know Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk doesn't know me. So, him, either people are going to be racist, they're not going to be racist. It doesn't make a difference. It really don't make a difference as long as you don't put your hands on me or my family or anybody that I know. Then be racist. But you have people wishing death upon him and celebrating his death, and uh, which is just horrible and despicable. It's a horrible thing to not only wish death upon a person, but celebrate that death upon a person. And I'm just thinking, man, y'all are just some atrocious people, and y'all claim that Charlie Kirk was a horrible person, but what is it? The term, the hate that hate becomes, you starting to become what you hate. So it's like, if you wanted Charlie Kirk dead so bad, what's going on? What's going on, Fox? What's going on, Fox, man? Yeah, Fox, I'm just appalled by these people's reactions, man. It's like, yo, uh, their reactions are just incredible. Just incredible, man. Their reactions are just incredible. So, um, okay. Oh, the dog done poo pooed. The lady dog done poo pooed, so she picking up the poo poo. What's going on, Fox, man? What say you about all this Charlie Kirk aftermath, man? What say you, my brother? What says you? What is your take on all this, man? I mean, it's just what's your take on all this, brother? I'm just, yeah, I mean, it's all over my feed, man, and you got people who are celebrating it now. Now you got people that are going after them, having them get fired, man. Shout out to Frank. He was posting like professional people, man, doctors and all that, wishing death upon people. Now it's one thing to be, let's see, tired as fuck, and yeah, like bro, even it you don't agree with the guy, that doesn't mean you should have wished death upon any person outside of the battleground or a life or death situation. Yeah, Fox, I'm just like, yo, what you know what is wrong with these people? But I will say one thing that's good coming out of this. Charlie Kirk's death is exposing all these haters, man. He's exposing all these toxic people, and I don't believe Charlie Kirk made them toxic. I believe they were already toxic. Shout out! I have a friend that was like, "Oh, this is Trump's America." No, these people were already like this. The guy that shot Charlie Kirk was already like that. He was already mentally deranged, man. They say he was from Antifa. Man, them Antifa folks, man, I've met some of them folks. They kind of cuckoo for cocoa puffs, man. These people who are toxic were already like this. Stop blaming Trump. Stop blaming Charlie Kirk. Stop blaming other people. These people are grown and responsible for themselves. How's my mic, Fox? How's my mic? You can't hear my truck, can you? Sometimes, man, my Bluetooth be acting up, man. It be acting up. And I'm gonna open up a damn Rumble account too, man. I know I keep saying that. I'm gonna have to figure this Rumble account out. But yeah, man, Charlie Kirk did not cause these people to be toxic. They were already toxic. Toxic people will always be toxic. That is a fact. There is only one. Everyone in the crowd take responsibility for your own actions. Mike is fine, and now I can't hear the trucks idling. Okay, thanks, man. Thanks. I have to do a mic check. But yeah, man, these people, like I said, this is the only good thing about. This is the only good thing that it exposes. I'm glad these people are exposing these themselves, and a lot of these people are like in some like medical fields and all that, and they applying anesthesia and they wishing death upon people. Man, I'm glad you guys are exposing yourself. So I thank Charlie Kirk for exposing you guys, not you, not my people, but I'm glad that you know I'm glad that these people are exposing themselves. I'm not glad that Charlie Kirk is dead. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that Charlie Kirk's death is exposing these people. It's exposing these people for who, like, yo, they're despicable, man. These people are despicable, disgusting. Man, you guys are horrible, man. And I'm glad that you guys have exposed yourself. And, it's unfortunate Charlie Kirk had to die in order for you all to be exposed because you guys were always horrible people. And it took Charlie Kirk's death to expose to y'all to show who you guys really are. To show you guys are really horrible human beings, that you guys are disgusting human beings. You guys are irrehensible, man. Y'all just are just terrible, man. Like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? So a lot of these people are getting fired, and they should get fired, from their damn employments. Especially y'all in the medical field. Y'all don't need to be uh, applying medication or doing anything medically to nobody with y'all toxic mindsets, man. Y'all need to know. No. I wouldn't even hire y'all to fix my damn hamburger. I wouldn't even hire y'all at no fucking McDonald's or Taco Bell, man. You guys are horrible. Jesus Christ. I'm not gonna be on here that long, man. I just wanted to really expose. I really wanted to show how the aftermath of how Charlie Kirk's death is exposing these people. If there's anything, again, I've never watched Charlie Kirk. You know what I'm saying? And you know, um, I never watched Charlie Kirk, but being that he had Colonel Douglas McGregor on his show, I will be able to watch some of his stuff. Now, MD has came on my channel and said, "Oh, well, he wouldn't want to hire a black airplane pilots." Okay, and if he's racist, okay, but does he deserve to die though, MD? Do you want to celebrate his death? I mean, damn, okay, if Charlie Kirk is racist, let him be racist. Let him be racist. But you know what's so funny about this whole racism thing? A lot of y'all haven't met real racists. I've met real racists. I've grew up around real racists. And what I've discovered is that real racists, because I know, and it's ironic that right before he got shot, he was talking about black on black violence. Real racists don't care about black on black violence. Think about that. Now, Charlie Kirk, you know, spoke on black violence, and a lot of black people were unhappy about that. And they putting up memes. They were actually putting up memes. I've seen people put up memes talk about they had the shooter saying, "Don't worry about black on black violence." It was the guy with the guy who shot him, the rifle, and it was saying, "Don't worry about black on black violence." And you get it. A white guy killing another white guy, and then the guy shooting pointing at him saying, "Don't worry about black on black violence." And anywho, but that's the type of memes that are out there. They're putting those type of memes, and I'm just like, a real racist don't care about. black on black violence. But that's, I'm not going to get into that right now. Just know that Charlie Kirk, uh, and just like anybody else, has the right to free speech. Like, how damn toxic do you have to be to throw your self accountability out the window after an assassination? Did Oswald catch this kind of flack after JFK's assassination? That's a good point, Fox. Um, you know, and what's so crazy is that people are still celebrating the other guy. Remember the other guy that assassinated the the healthcare guy? They still look at him as a hero. What's going on, Simpson, man? What's going on, brother? Man, yeah, I'm just kind of just speaking on the aftermath of the Charlie Kirk shooting, and I'm just like, what this does is expose all these toxic people, man. You got all these toxic people in the medical field, and it's weird how, I mean, again, Charlie Kirk didn't make these people toxic. These people were already toxic. Meaning, if you have the mindset to celebrate somebody's death, that's already in you. That's already in you. That's already whatever, have molded you into adulthood. That's already there. You wishing death upon people, you being toxic like that is already there. So I don't blame Charlie Kirk. I don't blame Donald Trump. People, I had another person say, "Oh, this is Donald Trump's America." Man, people been shooting people in America. Where have you been, Simpson? We come from the hood, and I'm not making light of anything, but we know people get shot every day. But all of a sudden, it's a problem. All of a sudden, oh, it's Donald Trump's fault. Oh, Charlie Kirk. This is why the people are acting this way. No, them people are already like that. These people are already toxic. These people already had this sick mentality. And all Charlie Kirk's death did was expose them. So I'm glad y'all being exposed, man, because y'all are just horrible, horrendous people, man. And yeah, y'all need to be fired. Y'all need to be homeless. I wouldn't even hire y'all for Taco Bell. Wendy's don't need to hire you. So not only do you need to get out of the medical field, you need to get out of the workforce, period, because y'all just toxic. I wouldn't trust y'all to goddamn make my damn cheeseburger. That's how toxic you are. It goes further than hood stuff. No, you're right, Fox. Bro, we have been shooting at people belief since 1776. Fox, you're right, man. My bad, my bad. Because you don't have to be in the hood to be shot up. You're right, bro. I apologize for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm, you're right about that, Fox. It's not even about damn hood or wherever you're from. It's like people getting shot up everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad that, damn, I know Simpson and Fox are like, damn, boy, Black Sun always manages to bring up Ukraine. Always managed to bring up Ukraine. But let me see what Simpson says real quick. What are we going to do about mental illness in this country? Simpson, I think they need to bring back the mental wards. They shut down the mental wards. I believe it was either the Bush or was it Bush under the Bush administration? They shut down the mental wards. They stopped funding the mental wards. They need to bring back the mental wards, man. You know what I'm saying? And let's go to North Carolina. If we had the mental wards, I don't well I was gonna speak on the guy who stabbed his girlfriend. If y'all remember the guy who stabbed his girlfriend, the Ukrainian girl, you know, that brother belongs in a mental ward, you know. But man, we do need the psycho wards back. Do need to bring back the mental hospitals. We do need that, man. You know what I'm saying? Because putting, you know, it's yeah, we need to bring back the damn mental wards because man, you had one of the guys at Charlie Kirk's thing celebrate. He got up like, yeah, Charlie Kirk got shot, and I was like, damn. I mean, people are giving him heat right now, but I mean, I meant that people will fight for what they believe in, and no matter where or where they are, it is always right. No, but it is human nature to fight for what you believe in. That's all. No, I agree. I agree. Oh, Fox, you know, I know shootings happen more frequently in the hood, unfortunately, at Fox. Yeah, yeah, you know, Simpson, I think the hood shootings, and I'm not justifying hood shootings, but they're more or less financial. It's because most black on black violence happens because somebody owes somebody money. And because black people in the hood be strapped for cash, they serious about their money and they will kill for their money. And that's why, and I don't want to even say that's more of a mental illness. I think that's more of a just damn, this dude crossed me, I can't look weak, I'm gonna take him out. That's that kind of that. So it's different levels of malice. There's different levels of malice, and I want to say the hood is because more than likely somebody owes somebody money. Oh, that nigga down, he think I'm soft, man. He owe me money. By me living in the hood, I felt that type of anger by me, people trying to get over on me, people owing me money, people ripping me off. So that's a different type of malice, a different type of anger. So most black on black violence, from what I've experienced, happens because somebody owes somebody money. Somebody owes somebody money. It's a disrespect thing. So I wouldn't say that's a mental illness. I would say that's more of a, uh, I would say that's more of, damn, this dude crossed me. This nigga crossed me, and I'm gonna get him. That's more. I don't put that up there with mental. Like I don't justify it, but it's not a mental illness. You got. I don't care where you are. If people are poor and you cross them when money's involved, it's gonna be a bad situation. And that's not only in the hood. White people do that. Y'all know down in Mexico they do that. They goddamn cut people's heads off over there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, one can say that's an extreme, but if you look at the cartels, man, when you cross them and try to rip them off for the money, man, you can have your head cut off over there. They're chopping people's heads off in Mexico. You know, look at the cartels. So um, that's a malice on a whole nother level. There's different levels. There's different levels. And somebody, whether you be in a cartel or gang, ripping you off is different than you working at a hospital wishing death upon Charley Kirk. It's a different. I don't justify neither one of them, but it's different. It's just different levels. You know that, Simpson. You know that, Fox. So when I say hood, it was just that when I was saying hood, Fox, I was just saying that more people in the hood rip each other off because money is really strapped. And so sometimes you got situations where people try to rip people off. And when people are being ripped off, they get angry and then they want to go get that person. So that's all I was saying. Not saying it don't happen around white people. But what I'm saying is that, like, let's take your school shooters. Most of your school shooters come from a good, both parents, they're financially okay, but they're going through some other issues. Nobody's ripping them off, but they might be going through some other mental issues that will cause them to shoot people in the school. But a lot of times, these school shooters have both families. They come from a nice home. They got. They're not financially strapped. Where if you put the financial burden in the hood, that's the extra stress that we have that I don't want to say other people don't have because everybody has a finance, but when you got people when you're struggling financially and then you got people ripping you off, then it adds on to that stress. That's all I'm saying. And these school shooters, I don't think people are ripping them off because they're in a financial situation. They're on a whole different level of I don't know, maybe being rejected. I compare the school shooters to the guy who stabbed his girlfriend, the black guy who stabbed his Ukrainian girlfriend. I put them on the same level. I don't put him on a hood level. I put him, even though he was in the hood, he's on the level of being rejected, and a lot of these school shooters, they shoot people because they of rejection and stuff. So I put them on the same level, even though that dude was from the hood. But I think what on his, he was more or less feeling rejected by his Ukrainian girlfriend, and he stabbed her. They make it seem like, and I don't like the narrative. They seem like he was just a stranger, and he wanted to kill white people. If he wanted to kill white people, he would have killed those other white people. No, he knew that girl. It wasn't about white or black. That was his girlfriend. So it wasn't no, I'm gonna go around stabbing white people. No, it wasn't that. And I hate they paint that picture. It wasn't that. That guy and that girl were dating, and she broke up with him, and he couldn't take it. So that's what that was. Okay, so shooting happens more frequently in the hood. Okay, so Fox says, yeah, I know that, Simpson. I'm talking about humans are as a whole fighting for beliefs, and basically the old debate and of justifies the means and stuff like that. I'm generalizing is all. Yeah, Fox, we like I said, it's just different levels. That's all. And I think, I don't want to, when I say hood, I was just, trying to, like I said, I know most people in the hood have been ripped off to the point they wanted to take somebody out. And I felt that type of anger um, dealing with some transactions, if that makes any sense. Not saying that white people don't do transactions, y'all do too. But what I'm saying is that, um, well, there's white people in different classes because there are white people that will have that same type of anger too, and that's why you have like Hell's Angels, and you have like different white gangs that deal on that level on the same as the hood, and if somebody ripped them off, and that's why you hear about these biker gangs shooting up and you know shooting at each other and killing each other. So yeah, but there's different levels, and I'm saying those school shooters, they don't have to be on that financial level, but they're on a whole different level where, like I said, they might like some girl, or they might be being rejected by their classmates or for whatever reason, and so that's all I'm saying. Just different levels, man. That's one thing about America, man. There's so many levels. You just can't point to one thing. There's so many levels of this. It's so many levels of this, man. And it's and I'm glad that I have a diverse crowd, man. I got people like Simpson, got people like Fox, man. One thing I learned in my life is that I've learned and respect different levels. Like I told y'all, I grew up with Russians. I grew up around Russians, Chechens, and I grew up around Mexicans, and so I've always had an international flow of people that I've associated with, and at the same time, I've interacted with people in America, and that's why I said that whole situation with the brother who stabbed his Ukrainian girlfriend. I can understand that because I understand. This is going to sound crazy. White women, black women, Asian women, Hispanic women from America are the same. Black women, white women, and Asian women outside of the country are all the same. And the ones that are outside of America and the one inside America are not the same. So when you got the brother dating women from the hood, and it could be a white woman, if they from the hood, they have a certain mentality. And so when you bring this Ukrainian girl over here, the Ukrainian girl has a whole different mentality. And so that can blow a brother's mind if they're not used to that. Me, I'm used to that. I've like I said, I've gone to school with with Russians, Chechens, Ukrainians. I've gone to school with them, so I do understand the mentality. I do understand the differences. And if you're not prepared and used to deal with the, like I said, the Ukraine. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about, because I know I'm just talking and y'all like, what, you got to be more specific. A Ukrainian, okay, an American woman, whether she white, black, Asian, Chinese, a lot of them, especially in the hood, will bring this attitude like, I don't need a man, but they'll have a boyfriend, but they'll let that man know, I don't need a man. The Ukrainian women, and this is why Trump married Ivanka and then Eastern European, they're different. They will say they need a man. And so when you got the dude, and I'm not justifying what the dude did. Let's get this straight. When you got a dude been around women all his life saying they don't need a man, 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 and you got this Ukrainian woman say she needs a man, that blew his mind. He's like, oh, this is my woman. I'm not letting her go. And unfortunately, he took that I'm not letting her go to the extreme. So I don't know if, I don't know if I'm doing justice explaining that, but I can only give my experience. And like I said, that's the difference that I learned from people outside of America as opposed to people in America. So and it's just like that song. It's like rock song, American Woman, because they're talking about how American women are more independent. And I think what happened is that that Ukrainian girl came over here, and that's so do as the Romans do. She began to adapt, and I guess switched up on them. And I think she switched up on them. She became Eastern European, and she became Americanized, and the dude flipped out because he's like he wanted that, you know. I don't know if I'm doing that justice, man. I don't know if I'm doing that justice. The guy on the train, yeah, the guy on the train, Simpson. The guy, yeah, okay, Simpson. I think that I didn't explain. They made it seem like he was just some stranger that walked up to her and stabbed her. No, he knew that girl. That girl knew him. They knew each other. Both of them knew each other, and it wasn't no racial thing because he would have stabbed those other three white guys that were sitting there looking. No, and that's why they didn't intervene because they knew instinctively that was his girl. That was his girl, and that's why they didn't jump in the situation. And that's why he just walked off and he left the other three white. It wasn't no, I'm gonna go around and kill all the white people. It wasn't that because he would have killed those other three. And he wasn't crazy or he would have killed those other three. So he wasn't racist and he wasn't crazy like crazy racist, but he was crazy for her. He was like crazy for her. So there's different levels of crazy. There's different levels of crazy. They're painting people like, oh, I'm crazy. I'm going to stab up all the white people crazy. No, 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 no. It's like, no, I love this woman and then she ain't going to lead me crazy. That's, like I said, two different crazies, right? Am I explaining it right, y'all? And y'all, am I explaining that right? Because I had a lot of coffee this morning, so sometimes I'm going too fast when I be assuming y'all know what I'm saying. Let me read the comments, man. This coffee got me wired this morning. Good lord, man. But I don't want to drink no water because then I get sleepy. Okay, shootings happen more frequently in the hood, unfortunately. Okay, we read that. Uh, that was his ex-girlfriend. Yeah, Simpson, that was his ex-girlfriend. They're not telling that. Simpson, when you look at the video, think about it. When you look at that video, that was his girlfriend, or that was his ex-girlfriend. She broke up with him, and that's what that was. And that's why he was able to come up to her the way she did. And the way she looked at him, she knew him. She knew that dude. They knew each other. Yeah, that's what that was, Simpson. That was his girlfriend. They making it seem like he was just some random crazy black dude, homeless dude, and he just walk up stabbing people. No, man, he knew that girl. So that's why one may say it don't matter as far as like what happened, but put the correct narrative out there. Don't put false narratives out there. I don't like people putting false narratives out there. That guy and that girl they were a couple. They were a couple. Simpson. Good morning, Black Sun. What's going on, Dot? Dot. Simpson. Oh yeah, you put question marks. That was his ex-girlfriend, Simpson. And there's certain characteristics that I know. I can't explain it, Simpson. That was his girlfriend. I stand on that. He wasn't no random. That wasn't no random crazy dude. That was his She broke up with him because right before they said he had got locked up, then he had got out, and next thing you know, he stabbed that girl. That's his girlfriend. But you know, I stand on that Simpson. But yeah, I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I'm just saying. I think that was his ex girlfriend. The way I just looked at it, that's yeah, dude. That was his girlfriend. Okay, that's the narrative that she was a random girl and he suffers from mental health. I'm not saying he ain't got no mental health, but what I'm saying is that, well, you know what? I think it was a crime of passion. I think the dude, which person could say, I guess that's the type of mental illness, he could take rejection. And she broke up with him and he stabbed her. So you making sense. Yeah, because it's the body language, man. I'm surprised they didn't put a criminal psychologist up there because they want to get a certain narrative going. Like, oh, crazy, watch out for crazy black men. They're stabbing up white people. They want to get that race going. It's more sensational as opposed to, oh, this guy stabbed his girlfriend. Man, that was his girlfriend, man. That was his girlfriend. So I'm not buying, oh, he just randomly stabbing up white folks when it was three white guys standing right there. Come on now. And he just walked right by. He could have stabbed them if he was crazy. No, that was a crime of passion. He stabbed the girl he loved, and he walked off. That was his girlfriend, man. Come on now. That was his girlfriend. But they not. The news always want to paint this racial shit. No, dude, that dude wasn't racist. He was madly in love with that girl, and she dumped him, and he stabbed her. He was spoiled, man. His mom spoiled him. And then another time they like, oh, he was a homeless guy. He wasn't homeless. He was a mama's boy. He used to get in his way, and he dated the Ukrainian girl, and the Ukrainian girl rejected him. He was spoiled by his mom, so I guess he think he was spoiled by his girlfriend. His girlfriend then spoiled him, so he stabbed her. I guess you could say that's a mental illness too. But no, he didn't go around just stabbing random white folks. Again, there were three white dudes right next to the damn. She was right here, and the white dudes was right here. If he was that crazy, he would have stabbed her and stabbed him too. He stabbed her and walked off because that was his target. Because that was the woman that left him. So yeah, let me read some of these comments, y'all. Whoa, man, y'all. Pico, what's going on? I haven't visited your channel for a long time. Oh man, I haven't been live, Pico. Man, I haven't been live. I've been watching a lot of news and just analyzing stuff. So yeah, man, here I am, Pico. You hadn't missed nothing, Pico. You hadn't missed nothing. You hadn't missed nothing. You actually right on time, Pico, because I haven't been live. Y'all see, I got a new truck, got a Kenworth, and so I've been transitioning because the truck been having truck issues. So I've had to dig deep in the pockets. You know what I'm saying? I had to get automatic, but anyway, I'm not gonna talk about the truck, man. It's stressful, man. That's why I got all these gray hairs dealing with the damn truck business. But that's why I hadn't been live. But I've been trying to be getting established. Good morning. Okay, let's see. So Pico was in the house, right, Black Son? Is it phrasing you were looking for? Is that the phrasing? Yeah, I was. Fox, I was just is premeditated murderous intent with the motives, and if I can't have nobody, I can't. There you go. Yeah. Fox just said it, y'all. Fox just said what I was trying to convey. Fox, I got too much coffee in my system, and when I drink coffee, I be saying shit too fast, and I think I be slurring on my words. But let me read what Fox said. This is what I was trying to say. It was premeditated murderous intent with the motive of, if I can't have her, nobody can. That's what it was, Fox. Yes, that was what a crime of passion. If I can't have her, nobody can. And let me tell you, Fox, I'm gonna tell you because I've dealt with Eastern European women, Ukrainian women. They don't have the attitude like I don't need a man. No, they so I'm speculating. I'm probably when she got over because she was a refugee. When she came over here, she told Buddy, "I don't have nobody here. You're all I got," and that messed up his head. You don't have to be mentally ill. If you're from the hood, you're not used to hearing that. You're used to hearing, and I don't care if the woman's white or black, whatever. If she's American, because it's a lot of feminism. A lot of these women, I don't need a man, you know what I'm saying? But they'll date you, but they don't need a man. But the European women, they don't think like that. So she probably told him, you all I got, you're this and that, and it fucked his head up. It fucked his head up, and he's like, man, I ain't letting go of this woman. I'm her world. But the only thing that he doesn't realize is that eventually these European women become Americanized. They become Americanized. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if they're from Africa, Eastern Europe. I say Eastern Europe because the Western European women are like the ones here, but the Eastern European women, African women, definitely Asian women, and the South American women, they have a certain type of old school. They don't have that I don't need a man mentality. Just let's just leave it at that. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Men, y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And this goes across every racial lines, whether it be white, black, Hispanic, Asian. Y'all know what I'm talking about. That feminism is a whole different mindset. And her mind began to transform, and Buddy wasn't having that. He was like, "No, man, hell no," and he killed her. He stabbed her. So that's what it was. Now, if you want to call that a mental illness, Simpson, go right on ahead. I'm not going. If you want to call that a mental illness, you can. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna dispute that. I think it's a weak mind to let a. It's weak-minded, but mental illness weak. I think it's more weak-minded than a mental illness. If that makes any sense. If that makes any sense. I don't know because I think a mental illness, a weak mind is something different. I think that's something slightly. I wouldn't even say slightly different. Because you have a lot of guys that kill women out of like, uh, it's like call it crime of passion, but I think in the spur of the moment they flip. I don't. It's more weak minded. I don't know, but yeah, yeah, it's hard to explain, y'all. Okay, Simpson said the narrative said that she was a random girl and he suffers from mental illness. No, she wasn't random at all, but I read that. Okay, that says what I don't get is they didn't help her. Fuck these guys. I'm pissed about all the bullshit this country hasn't seen. White boy crazy since the Civil War. That is true. The reason why they didn't help, and I'm not justifying it, Dot, is because it's just like a police officer, right? When there's a domestic violence call, he's on guard and he doesn't really intervene on either side. He'll assess the situation and kind of step back. And that's what they did. Those people that were watching that knew that they were a couple. They just instinctively knew that they were a couple. And so people, like, let me see, they were to intervene if it was just a total stranger. They were to intervene, but they knew instinctively that was a couple. That was his woman, and that was, what I'm saying? So they knew, and I'm not justifying it, but people are less likely to intervene in a couple as opposed to just a total stranger. If it was a total stranger, they would have intervened, but because it was a couple, they can kind of sense that that was a couple, and when they saw the stabbing, it was too late. They were in shock, and so I'm not justifying it, but again, that was just a situation where it was just shock. It's just like when Charley Kirk, when he got shot, a lot of those people were like, they kind of just stood there for a couple of seconds, and that's what, what I'm saying? So it's human nature to stand there when a person gets shot or stabbed or killed. The shock, it's kind of a shock. So I don't come down on those people on the train, and I don't come down on those people. Now the guy, when Carly Short got shot, he's like, "Oh, Carly Short got shot." that was some other shit. That was some. Now that might have been some. I think that was some mental illness. When that guy was like, Kirk got shot. That was a form of mental illness. Like he he flipped out. Like, and now he doesn't know how to explain it, and people get him a lot of flack. He had a mental breakdown. Like he just suffered from the shock. Like this dude, that Charlie, that dude was there and he that beheaded. That shit took his. We don't even know the after, like, if it's, you know what, I don't even want to get into that, but it took, I mean, he literally, that bullet was designed to take down a deer. That bullet was designed to take down a deer or a bear. And you know how thick a deer's neck is and how little our necks are. He was damn near decapitated with that, is what I'm saying. So, yeah, that was a shock. That was a shock for them people. Like when I watched it on video, I'm like, damn, I've seen a lot of gruesome shit. But that right there, I was like, dang. And y'all, I've witnessed a lot of violence, man. I witnessed beheadings. And let me tell you, that was on the same level as watching a beheading. But I'm damn, y'all. Let me read some of these comments, man. Y'all are on fire. Shit. Um, gotta go back to work. All right, Dot, man. Thank you for coming, man. Thank you, Dot. Thank you. Thank you for the like too, man. Fox, a little bit more respect for men across the pond because over there the men are still breadwinners, sometimes literally having to go hunt for food like in Africa. Well, yeah, Fox, the family unit is still like important overseas. Like I said, Eastern Europe, Africa, South America, Asia. Family is still important. Over here in America, we kind of, family's okay, but it's like the women, especially the single women, they, now they become angry in the process, but somehow these single women believe that they can make it without a man being single. And I'm saying, and I'm gonna say this, and you can get mad at me, women, single women, but the economy is not designed for single people. It's designed for couples. And this is why, if you look at it, it'd be mostly single women complaining about Trump's economy. Oh, Trump, oh, he promised me this and that. Oh my God, I'm mad at Trump. And it's like, yo, the economy is designed, like I said, oh, well, Trump don't like black people. No, single black people are struggling. Black couples aren't struggling. Single white people are struggling. White couples aren't struggling. Single, it don't matter the race, is the class. If you don't have, and this is why I encourage my kids get married or get partner. Man, if you out there, get a partner because the economy is more favorable for you buying a house, you paying your taxes, you buying a car, you owning a business. It's not favorable if you're single. If you're a single black male compared to being a black male who's married, it is night and day. If you're a single white male or white woman as opposed to a married white couple is different. And you don't have to be married to a white man to a white woman. It could be mixed. It don't matter as long as you're married and have a extra income. See, I think people in the old world, that being Africa, Eastern Europe, they kind of understand that too. They understand the paradigm of not only being married and needing a family structure, but the income. The Mexicans still understand this, and that's not a bad thing. In America, somehow we lose that. We think we could just do it on our own. And let me give you like my niece. My niece has been brainwashed, and she thinks she could be single. Oh, well, I got an education, but you're not married though. You don't have that extra income to allow you to maneuver through life a little bit easier. Life is a little bit easier for a couple than a single person. So shout out. Yeah, you gotta. If you're single, life is gonna be a little bit harder for you. I don't know if that makes any sense because that's the only thing my analogy that a single person's income can't hack it, but if you got an extra income, you can maneuver. That extra income you can maneuver because you got two incomes. You can maneuver. You can maneuver. Now, money management plays a big part. Don't get twisted. Oh yeah, being single in this economy is bullshit. Right? Then that's all I'm saying, Fox, because it's designed for couples. It's designed for two incomes. It's designed for two incomes to move as one person. So if you're a couple, you guys when you guys pair up, you guys have that double income to maneuver and move around. Now, your partner has to have money management skills, and this is why a lot of people fall out over money. But if you have two people who are responsible, who know how to manage their money, they can maneuver. They can maneuver. And that's why it's more favorable on married couples, on couples as to a single person. But no, you're right, Fox. If you're a single person, this economy's bullshit. That's why you take an extra income so you can maneuver faster. So it's your income, and then it's just simple math. It's just simple math. It's you have an extra income, and that's what it's designed for. And that's why you notice couples are more likely to support Trump than single people. Not saying that single people don't support Trump. You got single people that support Trump that get it. But what I'm just saying is like my sons, my oldest son especially, he don't understand that just find you somebody, find you a partner who you can trust, and things will be easier. There's just something simple knowledge out there. Preaching all this being single stuff, being single ain't gonna work in this economy. You're not gonna see the benefits. You're not gonna see the benefits. So I'm gonna leave it at that. I don't know what more to how much more to explain it. We're here to talk about Charlie Kirk's aftermath. So and Charlie Kirk was a married man, and he preached that too. He preached like Christian values and reproduction and all that. He was very very anti-abortion. So he a lot of people didn't like that. A lot of people didn't like that. A lot of people didn't like that he preached. I don't even think it's like again when Charlie Kirk talked about a black pilot and all that. It didn't bother me because I'm like I'm not trying to date Charlie Kirk. That's what people. I don't understand. This is crazy to me. I'm not trying to date Trump. I'm not trying to date Charlie Kirk. So why yeah why I'm not trying to date Charlie Kirk. So why would I care about him liking me? I'm a man. He's that's a whole nother topic, ain't it, folks? That's a whole nother topic, ain't it, though? But the point I'm making is that it's easier for couples to maneuver than a single person. That's it. That's it. That's it. Let me read some more comments, man. Y'all got me. Let's see. Oh, what a damn. Oh, I can't read the comments now. Oh, wait, whoa. Live chat. There we go. This thing, I hate this thing sometimes. A little bit more respect for men across the pond. Okay, so I read that. Fox also says, you take that attitude and give it to a man who has heard I didn't need no man all his life, then gonna blow his mind. Makes sense why he had mentally. Right, yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Once he met that Ukrainian girl, it fucked up his mind. Because again, he used to, I mean, he could be dating white women from America. And they'll say the same thing as damn sister. I don't need a man. This and that. I can do better on my own. You meet this Ukrainian girl. She didn't have to be Ukrainian. She could have been Peruvian. She could have been from Kenya, Africa, because they're like that in Kenya and Tanzania. They're like that. Certain parts of Africa, they're still like that, but some of them are kind of westernized, just like some parts of Europe. But what I'm saying, the point I'm making is that when you meet a woman like that, and the girl from Ukraine wasn't half bad looking either, right? She wasn't ugly. And so when she sang that to him, that fucked his mind up because he's not used to that. Culturally, he's not used to uh, most of them women will tell you I need a man. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember when I was in high school, um, my first experience with a woman, she was from was she from Scotland? She was from some she wasn't from London. She was from some small town over in the UK. And she straight up told me when I first, and she looked like Princess Di. If y'all know Princess Di, she looked just like her in high school, man. She said, "Well, I need a man," and I was like, "Oh, and it was a shock to me because it was well, first of all, it was a shock to me because I'm not over here. The women don't go up to the men apparently, or I guess they do now. I don't know, but like this was in high school, so it just blew my mind. So that was the first experience that I've had dealing with a woman outside of America, and so that kind of opened up how I learned the differences between people from overseas to here in America. And so I learned at an early age. And like I said, that was when I was in grade school. When I got into high school, then I was around the Russians and the Chechens and the Russians, the Chechens, Ukrainians. I was around these people, and I just knew when I learned. And I was around Israelis. I was around a lot of people. Of course, my friend from Mexico City. So there was growing up for me. I learned at a like when I was still developing, I was learning from people from different places, from different countries. So I was still developing as a teenager, and I learned real fast. Like I was one of those kids that was in the hood, but I was bused to like the valley schools, and so I was around. Even though I was from the hood, I didn't go to school in the hood. Does that make sense? Yeah, I know that makes sense, y'all, because we know that story, right? We know that story. We all know this story. I grew up in the hood, but I didn't go to school in the hood. So, um, yeah, because my parents knew, man, the schools in the hood, like I said, it was like the gang violence, the shootings, and we're talking about shootings, right? Black on black violence, same thing Charlie Kirk was talking about. He was talking about black on black violence. Even though now there's a meme again, there's a meme out there. This is not me saying this. There's a meme out there with the shooter saying, "Don't worry about black on black violence," and it shows the shooter, a white guy, shooting at another white guy. It was just, yeah, that's the meme that's out there now. But um, yeah, Charlie Kirk has exposed these toxic people who were already toxic. They were already toxic. Charlie Kirk didn't cause this. Trump didn't cause this. These people were already toxic. They were already assholes. So, with that being said, y'all, let me give a shout out. Fake news says that they have never had contact. That's bullshit. Simpson said the fake news said they had never had contact before. That's bullshit. That man, that girl, they knew that was a couple. That's bullshit. But that's fake news for you. That's why I don't watch the fake news. The fake news also says, Simpson, that Ukraine is winning against Russia. So what need I say more, Simpson? The fake news says that Ukraine is beating Russia. The fake news also said that Russia hacked the election and had Trump beat Hillary Clinton. The fake news also said that, Simpson. So you already see where we going with this, Simpson. Shout out to you, Simpson, man. You already know the fake news. Hey, they don't have no leg to stand on. So they say that, man, Simpson, you already know, and Fox, this goes beyond. This ain't just in the hood. Y'all know that there are some men that fell for women, and they lost it. This brother lost it. He got rejected, and he lost it. That wasn't no random man. Come on, man. That dude knew that girl. I'm just staring random white people. That don't even make sense, even for a mental person. No, that don't make sense, man. Again, that guy knew that girl, and he was crazy for that girl. It makes sense to you because you knew people like that, Simpson, Fox, everybody in the chat. Y'all know I'm telling the truth because y'all know of a guy that fell crazy for a woman, fell for crazy for her, wasn't gonna let her go. Don't let the fake news media know what you that. Don't let the fake news media dictate to you what you know would be true. Y'all know what I'm telling the truth. That dude was crazy for that girl. He was crazy for her. And now that I'm explaining the difference between American women and Eastern European women, yeah, they're not their mentality's different when it comes to men. They'll tell you I need a man, and they will say things. And I'm not saying they run the game. I'm not saying that, Simpson. I'm not saying they run the game. I'm saying they could be sincere. They be like, I ain't got nobody. You're all I got. And you know, a brother here that's gonna no, forget it. Not brother. An American man hears that, it's gonna that's gonna blow his mind. I don't care if you're white or black. If you America, if you're born in America and you grew up around the culture here is the women that I don't need a man, and you hear this woman out of Ukraine talk about I need a man, that's gonna blow your mind. And I'm talking from experience because I grew up around them, and I know. I know. Some of y'all dated just like Mexican women, and they like that. You're like, oh my gosh, oh my God, ain't never with no women like this. Women outside of America are like that's the norm. So it blows our mind. So with that being said, y'all, they about to get started. Let me yeah, I'm working on a Saturday, y'all. Let me pull up this thing. Let me give a shout out. Oh yeah, being single is economic. It is, Fox. It is. Fake news says they have never met in contact. Where did you get the information that they were a couple? Simpson, I can read body language, Simpson. Again, Simpson, this is just my opinion, but the way he walked up to her and the way she looked at him, they knew each other. They knew, no, it wasn't like Simpson. What I'm saying, Simpson, was I know the body language between a stranger walking up to a person and a person that you know. There's a difference. You know the difference. Just look at that tape again. If you're able to see it unedited, you'll just see it. It'll hit. It'll click, and you'll be like, they were a couple, dude. That dude was obsessed with her. The narrative doesn't fit. Oh, he just wanted to kill white people, and there were other white people there. Oh, he was crazy. Crazy people gonna stab everybody. So that's where I'm at. But shout out to Simpson. Shout out to Fox. Shout out to Pico. Shout out to Dot. Thank y'all for coming, man. I'm out, y'all. Peace.